Good morning, friends. Well, happy Friday to all of you. I guess you've noticed I'm in a different place today. Yes, it's so beautiful. I thought I'd come outside and read a story to you all today. And I thought I'd bring one of our favorite books along. You know who, Froggy. Remember every time we read about Froggy, he does one thing in every story, flop, flop, flop. Can you help me whenever it's time to flop 3 times? Okay, well this story is about Froggy having a sleepover. Did you ever have a sleepover at anyone's house before? Maybe on your first sleepover it was a little bit scary. You weren't sure what it was going to be like to sleep somewhere other than your own home. Well, that's what happened to Froggy when he was having a sleepover at his friend Max's house. Now, Max only lives next door, so it wasn't far away, which was a good thing because watch what happens. Are you ready? Froggy's Sleepover by Jonathan London. Here we go, friends. It was Friday and school was out. Froggy flopped home from the school bus. Flop, flop, flop. Singing, hooray, hooray, it's Friday. I'm going to Max's for a sleepover today. That's great, said Froggy's mother, and she gave him a plate of chocolate fly cookies. You know how Froggy loves flies. This is your first sleepover. Are you nervous, Froggy? Who, me? Of course not, said Froggy, and he hopped up and flopped to his room. Ready? Flop, flop, flop. So he pulled a big sack from his closet. Slam! He stuffed in his sleeping bag. Sloof! Squeezed in a pillow. Poof! Slapped in his pajamas, poof, and shoved in a pair of underwear, poof. Good thing. Here, he said, I'm all ready, and he flopped back outside, dragging his sack behind him. Flop, flop, flop. Froggy, called his mother. What? Said Froggy. Did you forget your Huggy? Oh my goodness, he didn't want to forget his Huggy for his sleepover, did he? Do you have a special friend you like to sleep with each night? Oops, said Froggy, and he flopped back inside. Here we go back in. Flop, flop, flop. I found it, he yelled. It was in the cookie jar. Slam. Then out the door he went, dragging his sack behind him. Shloop. You see his friend that he likes to sleep with, his Huggy? Wonder why it was in the cookie jar. Froggy, called his mother. What? Said Froggy. Did you forget your toothbrush? Oops, said Froggy, and he flopped back inside. Here we go. Flop, flop, flop. I found it, yelled Froggy. It was in my toy chest. Bang. Don't forget to brush, said his mother. I know, said Froggy. Then off he went to Max's, dragging his sack behind him. Shloop. Here he goes. I hope you don't keep your toothbrush inside of your toy chest. Ugh. Now, when he got to Max's, he dumped everything out on the floor. Schlump. He rolled out his sleeping bag. Sloof. He fluffed out his pillow. Floof. Okay, said Froggy, I'm ready for bed. But Froggy, said Max, it's only 4 o'clock. So they waited till after dinner, and then they crawled into their sleeping bags. Wait, said Froggy, jumping up, I forgot to brush my teeth. Don't be a baby, said Max. This is a sleepover. You don't have to brush. Froggy crawled back into his bag. Wait, he said, jumping back up. I need my Huggy to go to sleep. Sleep? Said Max. Who's going to sleep? We can tell scary stories and have pillow fights all night long. That's what we do on a sleepover, said Max. Froggy slipped back into his bag, and Max told a story that made Froggy's skin crawl. "Now it's your turn," said Max. But there were weird screeching sounds in Max's house now, and scary shapes hung in the shadows like ghosts. Looks to me like maybe Froggy's a little bit afraid after those scary stories. "I have a better idea," said Froggy. "What?" said Max. "Let's go to my house for a sleepover." When they got back to Froggy's, they tiptoed quietly in the dark inside Froggy's house. So there's Max's mother saying bye, and they tiptoed over to Froggy's house. Quietly, quietly, crash! Uh-oh, Froggy bumped into a lamp and knocked over the goldfish bowl. Splash! Right on his head. "Froggy!" yelled his mother. "What's all this ruckus?" She flicked on the light. "Oops!" cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. "We decided we would sleep here instead." Oh my goodness. Can you see the goldfish on top of Froggy's head? Oh my goodness, look at that. They sure did make a lot of noise sneaking back into Froggy's house. "Oh, Froggy," said his mother, "I thought you wanted to sleep at Max's house." "I did," cried Froggy, "but, I was hungry and you make the best popcorn." "Can you make us some, please?" "Okay, you little munchkins," said his mom. Pop, pop, pop. She made them some buttery popcorn and then went back to bed. Sometimes Miss Cimino likes buttery popcorn at night, too. Plump, plump, plump. Froggy and Max were having a wild pillow fight. "Good night, pudding heads," called Froggy's mom. "I hope they go to sleep soon," groaned Froggy's dad. "Me too," moaned Froggy's mom. Oh my goodness. Froggy's parents were snoring like horses when Froggy's mom heard a big sound, and her eyes popped open, and she flicked on the light. Max was standing by the bed. "I have a tummy ache," he said. "I want to go home." Uh-oh, now Max wants to go back home, doesn't he? Oh boy, I think you know where this is going. So back they went to Max's house. Flop, 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 dragging their sacks behind them. Oh, they look pretty tired. But there were still weird sounds and scary shadows there. So guess what they did? Can you make a prediction? Yep, I'll bet you're going to be right. They went back to Froggy's house again. Flop, flop, flop. But then Max wanted his own pillow. So they went back to Max's house. Flop, flop, flop. But Froggy wanted pink lemonade. So back and forth they went. Shloop, shloop, shloop. Flop, flop, flop. Back and forth. Oh no. All night long. Back and forth. I guess it's a good thing they live next door to one another. Till at last they fell asleep at Max's house at 9 o'clock in the morning. Snoring away. And that's the end of Froggy's Sleepover by Jonathan London. I hope you enjoyed that, friends. And I hope you have an awesome day today and a wonderful weekend. I will be back with more stories for you next week. Remember, stories are made to be read over and over again. So now you have 2 weeks worth of stories. Go back and watch them all. Have an awesome day, friends. Until next time. Bye.